Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. You know, it's kind of wild to think about, but did you know that a simple timing mistake around your 65th birthday could literally cost you thousands of dollars over the course of your retirement? If you're approaching that milestone right now, you're probably starting to feel that familiar sense of anxiety creeping in. I mean, the sheer volume of mail you get, the confusing alphabet soup of plans, the bureaucratic labyrinth of Medicare enrollment, it can feel completely overwhelming. But taking control of your healthcare coverage doesn't have to be a guessing game. So let's dive right in and demystify this entire process, because getting this right is absolutely crucial for both your physical and financial health. To really understand why timing is everything here, consider this number: 10%. If you miss your initial Medicare enrollment window without having a valid exception, you trigger a permanent 10% financial penalty for every full 12-month period you delay Part B. And the worst part? That penalty doesn't just drop off after a few years. You pay it for as long as you have Medicare. The stakes are definitely high, but avoiding these traps is entirely possible once you know the rules of the game. To get you enrolled safely and smoothly, we're going to follow this clear agenda. We will cover the Medicare birthday window, decoding parts and plans, a step-by-step enrollment guide, avoiding traps and penalties, maximizing your Medicare benefits, and finally, a final checklist and conclusion. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the Medicare birthday window and your 7-month timeline. Understanding the specific window, which is formally known as your initial enrollment period, or IEP, is the absolute foundation for securing your coverage on time. Think of it as a strict 7-month window centered completely around your 65th birthday. It opens exactly 3 months before your birthday month, includes your entire birthday month, and then stays open for 3 months after. So to put that into perspective, if you turn 65 in September, your window opens up on June 1st and officially closes on December 31st. This is your absolute prime opportunity to enroll without facing medical underwriting or any of those late penalties we talked about. Now, here's a massive curveball to watch out for. A really frequent point of confusion is what happens if you were born on the very first day of the month. Well, Medicare actually treats you as if you turned 65 in the preceding month. So if your birthday is June 1st, Medicare legally acts like your birthday is in May. That means your entire 7-month window shifts forward one full calendar month, meaning it opens on February 1st instead of March 1st. Missing this quirky detail is a super common way people accidentally blow past their earliest enrollment dates. Moving right along to Section 2, decoding parts and plans, where we break down the alphabet soup. Let's decode all these confusing letters associated with Medicare so you can actually feel confident choosing the coverage that fits you. The foundation of the whole system is Original Medicare, which is run by the federal government. It's broken into 2 main buckets. First, you have Part A, your hospital insurance. This helps pay for inpatient care, skilled nursing facilities, and hospice. And for most folks who have worked and paid Medicare taxes over the years, Part A is premium-free. Then you have Part B, your medical insurance. This covers the everyday stuff: doctor's visits, outpatient care, medical supplies. Now, Part B does come with a standard monthly premium that you'll have to pay. But wait, Original Medicare doesn't cover the whole shebang. Enter Parts C and D. Part C, better known as Medicare Advantage, is an all-in-one private alternative. It basically bundles Parts A and B, and usually Part D, into a single network-based plan. They often throw in extra perks like dental or vision, but the catch is you generally have to use their specific network of doctors. Then there's Part D, which is your prescription drug coverage. If you decide to stick with Original Medicare, you absolutely must buy a standalone Part D plan to cover your medications. Now, if you do go the Original Medicare route, you're going to quickly realize it only covers about 80% of your medical costs, and there is absolutely no annual out-of-pocket limit. That's a scary thought. That's exactly where Medicare Supplement Insurance, also known as Medigap, steps in. These are private policies you can buy to act as a financial safety net, paying that remaining 20% coinsurance and the deductibles left behind by Original Medicare. And a huge perk here: unlike Medicare Advantage, Medigap lets you see literally any doctor in the U.S. who accepts Medicare. So the real trick is choosing the right Medigap plan. Right now, the 2 heavy hitters for new enrollees are Plan G and Plan N. Plan G is the most comprehensive safety net you can get today. You pay your monthly premium, you meet your annual Part B deductible, and then boom, virtually everything else is covered with 100% predictability, no copays at all. On the flip side, Plan N is a fantastic choice if you want a lower monthly premium. The trade-off? You're going to pay small out-of-pocket copays, up to $20 for doctor visits and $50 for the ER. Plus, it doesn't cover excess charges if a doctor happens to bill above the standard Medicare-approved rate.
Next up is Section 3, Step-by-Step Enrollment Guide for Navigating SSA.gov.
Okay, now that you know what you're actually signing up for, let's get you enrolled. The really good news here is that you do not have to drag yourself down to a Social Security office in person. Official guidance makes it clear that the absolute quickest, most efficient way to apply is online at ssa.gov. For most people, the whole application takes maybe 10 to 30 minutes right from the comfort of their couch.
Let's walk through the exact playbook. Step 1, head over to ssa.gov/Medicare. Step 2 is incredibly important, so listen closely. Make sure you specifically select Apply for Medicare only. This ensures you get your health coverage without accidentally triggering your Social Security retirement cash benefits if you aren't ready to claim those yet. Step 3, securely log in using login.gov or id.me. Step 4, the system is going to give you a re-entry number. Write this down immediately. If your computer crashes or the internet drops, this number is your golden ticket to resume exactly where you left off. And finally, just complete the fields and hit submit.
All right, moving into Section 4, avoiding traps and penalties, because we definitely don't want to pay more than we have to. The Medicare system definitely has a few hidden trapdoors. One of the most frequently asked questions we see is, well, what if I'm still working? Here's the deal. If you're working past age 65 and you have health insurance through your current employer, and that employer has 20 or more employees, you can usually delay enrolling in Medicare Part B safely without any penalty. This is what they call having creditable coverage. But a huge caveat here, it must also include creditable prescription drug coverage to avoid Part D penalties. Always verify with your HR department that your specific workplace plan meets Medicare's strict definition of creditable. Let's ground this penalty math in some real dollars. For 2026, the standard monthly premium for Medicare Part B sits at $202.90. If you miss your enrollment window and you don't have that credible employer coverage we just talked about, your penalty is 10% for every full year you delayed. So say you wait 2 years, right? That's a 20% penalty. That means an extra $40.58 tacked onto your $202.90 premium every single month, bringing your total to over $243 a month for the absolute rest of your life. Ouch. And please, don't forget about Part D. It has its own totally separate and honestly pretty severe penalty. If you go 63 days or more in a row without creditable prescription drug coverage after your initial window closes, you're getting penalized. Medicare basically adds 1% of the national base beneficiary premium for every single month you went without coverage. So if you had a 43-month gap, that's a 43% penalty permanently welded to your monthly drug plan premium. Which brings us to Section 5, maximizing your Medicare benefits and getting the most out of your plan.
Okay, once you're successfully navigating the system safely, how do you actually optimize your coverage to prevent gaps and keep your out-of-pocket expenses low? First things first, you need to know your baseline costs. For 2026, the Medicare Part B annual deductible has reached $283. So whether you choose Medigap Plan G, which covers almost everything else, or Plan N, which has those copays, you are responsible for paying this $283 out of pocket first before your supplemental coverage even kicks in for outpatient services. Knowing this number upfront is a huge help when you're building out an accurate retirement budget. To truly squeeze the absolute most out of your benefits and prevent any scary coverage gaps, timing is your best friend. If you enroll during the 3 months before your birthday month, your coverage is guaranteed to start on the exact first day of your birthday month. But if you wait until your birthday month or later to apply, your start date gets delayed, potentially leaving you completely uninsured for a stretch. Also, make sure you take full advantage of the preventative services included in Medicare, like your annual wellness visits and screenings, because those are often covered at zero cost to you. And finally, make it a habit to shop your Part D drug plan every single year during open enrollment, since formularies and prices can and do change annually.
Finally, Section 6, final checklist and conclusion. Here are your next steps. We have covered a ton of ground today, so let's distill all these critical takeaways into a rapid-fire action plan. Here are the immediate steps you should take right after this explainer ends. Number 1, grab a calendar and calculate your exact 7-month initial enrollment period. Don't forget that quirky first-of-the-month rule. Number 2, take a hard look at your budget and how often you visit the doctor, and decide if Medigap Plan G or Plan N is the better fit. Number 3, get ahead of the tech curve and just create your secure login.gov or id.me account today. And number 4, as soon as your window officially opens, head over to ssa.gov and get that application submitted. Now,
A quick but absolutely necessary reminder. Medicare is highly individualized. The information we've gone over in this explainer is intended for educational purposes only, because premiums, penalties, and plans can interact in really unique ways with your specific financial and medical situation. You should always consult with a qualified healthcare advisor to get personalized advice before locking in your final decisions. So I want to leave you with this final question. Have you marked your calendar for the exact first day of your initial enrollment period? Seriously, don't let the bureaucracy intimidate you into delaying. The power to secure your healthcare future is entirely in your hands, but the clock on that 7-month window is definitely ticking. Get your dates, do your math, and get yourself enrolled. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we will see you next time.